You have probably heard this fact at a party. In the Middle Ages, the water was so filthy that people could not drink it. So instead, everyone, men, women, even children, drank beer all day long. A whole civilization, mildly drunk from breakfast onward, because water would kill you. It is a great story. It is also completely false. And the truth is more interesting than the myth. Let us start with the obvious problem. Humans need water, a lot of it. You cannot run a body, let alone a farm or an army, on beer alone. Alcohol dehydrates you. A society that genuinely drank beer instead of water would be a society in permanent crisis. And there is a bigger issue. Beer is mostly water. To brew it, you need a clean water source to begin with. If medieval water were truly poison, the beer made from it would be poison too. The myth eats itself. So what did medieval people actually drink? Water. Constantly. We have the records. Medieval villages were built around wells and springs precisely because everyone needed fresh water every single day. Towns fought legal battles over access to clean streams. In 1236, London began building a system of lead pipes to carry fresh spring water into the city, to public fountains where anyone could fill a jug. That is not the behavior of people who thought water was deadly. Medieval medical writers, the doctors of the day, regularly recommended water as a healthy drink. They had opinions about which water was best, cold spring water good, stagnant pond water bad, and those opinions were often quite sensible. They understood that water from a clear running stream was safer than water from a swamp. They drank from wells. They drank from springs. They drank from rivers upstream of the town and knew not to drink downstream of it. So if medieval people drank plenty of water, where did the myth come from? It came from a few real things, twisted out of shape. First, medieval people genuinely did love beer and ale, and they drank a lot of it. But not as a desperate substitute for water. They drank it the way people drink it now, because it was tasty, social, full of calories, and a pleasant part of the day. A weak, everyday ale, often brewed at home, was food as much as drink. Workers were sometimes even paid partly in it. Second, the writing that survives from this period was mostly produced by monks and scholars who wrote a great deal about feasts, drinking, and drunkenness, because those things were dramatic and worth writing about. Nobody writes a chronicle entry that says, "Today I drank some water and felt fine." So the historical record is loud about ale and quiet about water, and centuries later, people mistook that silence for absence. Third, the myth tells us something flattering. It lets us feel superior to the past. Look at those primitive people, too ignorant to find clean water, sloshing through life half drunk. The story makes us the clever ones, with our taps and our science. And stories that make us feel superior spread very easily. But strip the myth away, and you find people who are not stupid at all. They could not see bacteria. They had no idea what made dirty water dangerous, and yet, through pure trial, error, and hard experience, they had worked out the practical rules. Drink from the spring, not the swamp. Build your well away from the latrine. Take your water from above the town, not below it. They were right about almost everything, without knowing why. And here is the quiet lesson buried in this silly little myth. We love to imagine that the people of the past were fools, stumbling through a fog of ignorance until science arrived to save them. But most of the time, ordinary humans were doing exactly what you would do, solving the problems in front of them, with the tools they had, well enough to survive and build and carry on. They drank the water, they were fine. And 1,000 years from now, someone may laugh at a thing you believe today, sure that people back then must have been hopeless. They will probably be just as wrong about you. Now you know.